good? What's good? Dang it, did it again. What's up? What's up? What's up? Here we go. So let y'all fall through here real quick. Know what I'm saying? Let y'all come through real quick. What's good? What's good? You in here? What's up, man? Make sure y'all hitting that like button when y'all come through. Comment, let me know y'all up in here. Make sure you hitting that like button when y'all come through too, though. What's good, front runner? What's up? What's up with it? All right, I see y'all starting to fall through. What's good? What's good? For some of my future videos that's in the works. I got some stuff. I got some potential draft stuff. I got some stuff also, especially when the bye week come, break down some position groups and things like that, so we can get to talk about be a little bit more in depth on how the position groups are looking throughout the season so far. So that's some of the stuff I got planned up and coming up in just a moment. I'm gonna let a couple of y'all come through here before we get started. Like I said, make sure you're hitting that like button when y'all come through. Can't wait till you see the breakdown on meals in the bye week. You sure about that? You sure you want to see that? Are you sure that's what you want to see? Some of y'all come through before we get started. Gonna check out and break down this week. With this week about to look for some of the games. There's actually some interest. There's actually a couple of interesting games this week too. Uh, some important games. Some real important games. We're gonna look, take a look at some of the standards and stuff like that of how things are progressing. So I'll probably do that before the week starts. I mean, before I do the breakdown of the weeks. Like I said, like man, make sure you hitting that like button when y'all come through. I see a whole bunch of people coming through, but y'all not hitting the like button, man. Make sure you hitting that like button when y'all come through. Make sure you hitting that like button when you come through. I really appreciate it. Definitely appreciate that like button. So make sure y'all hit it. Let me see here. Let me go look at this standing right now. All right. So as of right now, this is how the standings look. Uh, and this how standings look right now. Miami is the overall number one seed in the AFC right now, 3-1. Kansas City is the second seed at 3-1. The Jags will be the third seed at 2-2. Cleveland, huh? That's actually interesting. They got Cleveland as the huh. That actually, because that actually don't make sense. I don't think it is Cleveland. Actually, no, it's not Cleveland. They got this wrong because it's not Cleveland. Since it's actually it's Cincinnati. It's Cincinnati. It Yeah, it's Cincinnati. Cincinnati will be Cincinnati's the yeah they got this wrong right here because it's actually Cincinnati. So let me read this. Like I said, Miami will be the number one seed and the AFC. Uh, Miami will be the number one seed in the AFC. Kansas City will be the number two seed at 3-1. Jacksonville will be the number three seed at 2-2 because they undefeated in conference play. They 2-0 in conference play, and they will also be um and then the fourth seed will be Cincinnati at 2-2. Then Buffalo will be the first wild card. Tennessee would be the second wild card, and the Ravens would be the last wild card. That's how the AFC falls. And the NFC, it'll be Philly's the number one overall seed at 4-0. Minnesota is the second seed at 3-1. Tampa is the third seed at 2-2. San Francisco is the fourth seed at 2-2. Dallas is the first wild card. They're 3-1. The Giants are the second wild card. They're 3-1. And then Green Bay will be the last wild card, and they're 3-1 as well. And when it comes to the NFL draft, it will be the Texans have the first pick at 0-3-1. As of right now, Carolina is the second pick at 1-3. Vegas will be the third pick at 1-3. Uh, New Orleans would have been the fourth pick, but Philly has New Orleans pick. But it's because of New Orleans at 3-1. Pittsburgh will be fifth at 3-1. New England will be sixth at 3-1. Washington will be seventh at 3-1. Detroit will be eighth at 3-1. The Colts will be ninth at 1-2-1, and the Falcons will be 10 at 2-2. Cleveland will be a tied at 11 at 2-2. It's all based off of AFC losses and NFC losses, like conference and division losses. The reason why I mean like I say, two through eight all have the same record. They're all 3-1, and then picks 10 through 23, picks 10 through 23, all 2-2. They all 2-2. So it all depends on obviously conference wins and conference losses and things like that, and on who's leading the division and stuff like that. So like all those things come to fact. Like I said, it's early on in the season. It's only week 4, about to go into week 5. None of this stuff really matters because none of this more likely will stay the exact same or even close to the same. I mean, you got team. I mean, like I expect Vegas, who right now has the third pick in the draft, probably picking 15th or something late by the time the season ends. I see like Jacksonville, they haven't won the division. Who if the draft starts now based off of where I guess they feel Jacksonville will end, be 25th. I don't think Jacksonville going to end up winning the division. So I mean, it's just a lot of different things will transpire by the time the season comes to an end. It's just week 4, week 5 after the results after week 4 going into week 5. Now now that we got all that out the way, let's break down the week. Okay, so Thursday, the first game of the week, we have the Indianapolis Colts going to the Denver Broncos. Like I said, the Colts are 1-2-1. Broncos are 2-2. I believe the Broncos win. As a Texan fan, you actually want the Colts to win, especially if you want the number one seed. Because if the Colts lose and go to 1-3 and go to go to 1-3-1, and then the Texans they go to 1-3-1. A lot of different things can change, especially if the Texans win. Like that could just jack up a whole bunch of different stuff. So especially if other teams that are 1-3 get losses, like a lot of things can get real janky real quick. And the Colts definitely will be a team looking to get a quarterback if they had opportunity to. So, like I said, I think the Broncos are going to win because I think they're a better team as of right now, especially since Jonathan Taylor's not going to be playing. But yeah. In Denver, I think Denver pulls away. Even though Denver hasn't really looked good, to be honest, Denver might not be the better team because Denver has not looked good this season. Um, I guess we're in London. Like, I think it's going to be a London game. You got the 3-1 Giants versus the 3-1 Packers. Who knew the Giants would be 3-1? Not for long. I think the Packers come away with the win. I think the Packers beat the Giants. Uh, the Steelers, who are 1-3, 1-3, and Buffalo Bills, who are 3-1. Like, they go to Buffalo to play the Buffalo Bills at 3-1. I think Buffalo wins. The 2-2 Chargers go to Cleveland to play the Cleveland Browns. I think the Chargers win. Uh, you got the 2-2 Bears going to Minnesota to play the 3-1 Bear. I mean 3-1 Vikings. For some reason, I want to see the Bears win. I think the Bears might beat the Vikings. For some reason, I just think the Bears will win. I know the Vikings go. I mean, the Vikings will have the benefit of knowing if Green Bay won or not. There's no if they need to know, like, if they can still know, like, take over the division. So, but I think I don't know. I feel like the Bears will win. The 1-3 Lions versus the 1-3 Patriots. I think the Lions win. I think the Lions beat the Patriots. Now with no Matt Jones, right? I think the Lions beat the Patriots. The 2-2 Seahawks go to New Orleans. They play the one the 1-3 the 1-3 Saints. You know, Geno Smith, who just won NFC Player of the Week, uh, is playing very well. Like, I think if y'all seen the numbers, they have Geno Smith numbers that look better than Russell Wilson's numbers. Uh, I think Geno keeps it going, and I think the Seahawks actually beat New Orleans. You got the 3-1 Dolphins versus the 2-2 Jets. Obviously, no Tua because of the whole concussion thing from last week. Will Tate brought. I mean, is Zach Wilson's back? I didn't even know Zach Wilson was back last week. Until after I seen they had the video of him doing the greedy. I didn't even know he was playing until I seen the video of him doing the greedy. I'm like, what? Zach Wilson's back? Uh, I'm gonna pick the Jets. I think the Jets beat the Dolphins. Uh, 2-2 Falcons versus the 2-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Tampa wins. 2-2 Titans versus the 1-3 Commanders. I think the Titans win. The 2-2 49ers versus the 1-3 Panthers. I think the 49ers win. The 3-1 Cowboys versus the 2-2 Rams. I think the Rams win. Rams haven't been looking good lately. I think the Rams win. The 4-0 Eagles versus the 2-2 Cardinals. I think the Eagles take their first loss. I think the Eagles take their first loss against the Cardinals. The 2-2 Bengals versus the 2-2 Ravens. Man, Lamar Jackson, that's on Sunday Night Football too, NBC. Lamar Jackson was having an MVP season up until last week. Had a bad game last week, but I think the Bengals pull it off. Even though it's in Baltimore, the Bengals, I mean, the Ravens cannot stop the pass. Not at all. Like, the Ravens cannot stop the pass at all. Like, they cannot stop the pass at all. Uh, they can't stop the pass at all. And I think that's going to come to roost. I mean, with all the weapons that the Bengals have, Texans, take note of the Cincinnati Bengals, because that actually can be the Houston Texans in 3 years. If the Texans get the first pick in the draft and do some of the things that Cincinnati did with the whole weapon situation, like how they drafted T. Higgins, the same year they drafted Joe Burrow, then Batdo and got Batdo and went and got one of his receivers, and and Justin went and got one of his receivers in Jamar Chase, and then they went to the Super Bowl. I think that could be the Texans in a couple of years if they get the right quarterback and all gets the right pieces. But we can talk about that later. But I think that should be their model. I think the Bengals will win because the Ravens can't stop. They cannot stop anything, especially in the pass. And then on Monday Football, the Las Vegas Raiders go to Kansas City. The Kansas City Chiefs host the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the Chiefs win. I mean, Mahomes is playing on another level right now as well. I think Mahomes feel like, okay, hey, yeah, put me back at the MVP race. I only got one MVP. Aaron Rodgers won two back-to-back since I won mine. Lamar Jackson done won one since I won my MVP. Lamar Jackson done won one, and which kind of won back to back. Let me get up in this thing. Let me putting back my dominance that I'm the best quarterback in the field. So I think the Kansas City Chiefs go out there and they beat the Vegas Raiders. It's just a tough slate and tough way for the Raiders to start. Be 1-4. Now our game, the game that everybody wants to talk about, us, the 0-3-1 Texans go against the 2-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, here's the thing, especially when it comes to these Jags. Uh, and shout out to that boy Wink, because Wink brought this up several times in the Discord. Like I said, shout out to everybody in Sauce Nation, and shout out to my boy Wink because he brought this up several times. That it's on par for the Jags to sweep the Texans. He said if you go look at it, every like 4 to 5 years, the Jags by some way sweep the Texans, and that be their only wins. Like I said, in those 4 to 5 year stretches. I mean, they swept us. Uh, last time Texans lost to the Jags was in 2017. You know, the whole Saxonville year. They swept us. That was in 2017. The last time they beat us before that was in 2013, which would be 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, which would be 4 years. It was a three-year gap. We swept them from 2014, 2015, 2016 season. We swept them those 3 years. Boom, 4 years. Boom. They swept us. And then before that, they last win was in 2010. The game when Glover Quinn bats the ball down and they catch it in the end zone for a touchdown. Now they didn't sweep us that year. We split because we won the last game of the season because they didn't beat us in 2011. They didn't beat us in 2012. Uh, they swept us in 2009. Yeah, they swept us in 2009. Because 2009, Texas won 9 games, and I think only one of those games was a divisional game. That was against the Titans. That was the Titans game. So, wait, did we beat the Titans here? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did beat the Titans. Yeah. So, it's on par for the Jack because, like I said, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, they actually were supposed to beat us last year. They were supposed to sweep us. They were supposed to sweep us last year, and they didn't sweep us last year. They didn't even beat us at all. Should have beat us. No, they were the favorites week 1. They were the favorites to beat us week 1, and they weren't able to do it. Uh, so the Jags look like they might be a decent team. They beat the Chargers pretty soundly. They beat the Colts pretty soundly, which is a team that we lost to, and then a team that we struggled to tie with, that we shouldn't have tied with. They lost to the Commanders, which is an embarrassing loss for them, even for them. And then they lost to Philadelphia, which is probably the best team in the NFL right now, the only undefeated team at the very least. So I think the Texans will lose this game. I picked Texas to lose this game before the season even started. I said the Texans would sweep, not sweep, but split with Jacksonville. I said they would lose this game because it's in Jacksonville. They'll probably win the one in Houston. I think I had the Texans winning 6 games this season. And they've already lost 2 of the games I thought they would win. The Bears and it was lost one and tied the other. I thought they beat the Colts and tied and beat the Colts and beat the Bears, and they tied and won and lost the other. And I had them losing this game, losing to the Raiders, beating the Titans. Yeah, I haven't beaten the Titans, and I also haven't beaten the Eagles. I don't haven't beaten the Eagles no more, and I don't know about them beating the Titans. They might beat the Titans, but I don't know. We have to wait to see. Uh, that's the thing. What I had them beating the Commanders, but I know I had them losing to the Giants. So that's the Colts, Bears, Titans, Eagles, Commanders, Cleveland. I must have won 7 games then, because I think I know I'm splitting Jacksonville. But I digress. I say all that to say this. I think the Texans will lose this game. Um, Not because I think Jacksonville's a better team. Because I actually don't think Jacksonville is very much different from the team they had last year. I think they're probably better coach at Doug Peters versus oh boy, Urban Meyer. But I don't really think they're too much of a better team. And I think the Texans are probably about the same as they were last year. So on that logic, the Texans should actually beat them, right? Uh, I don't think the Texans were that much of a better team than Jacksonville last year anyway. I mean, Jacksonville had the number one pick in the draft for a reason. I don't think Texas was that much better than Jacksonville. I just think that they they play against a young quarterback in his very first start in the opening day, and they made him pay because he threw with 3 picks, 4 picks in that game. And then the last game of the season, but the last time they played them, I just think they was just able to get the best of them. Um, do you trust this coaching staff to actually outcoach Doug Peters? I don't. I don't touch. I don't trust this coaching staff to outcoach Doug Peters. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. I don't trust Davis Mills to play better than Trevor Lawrence. Who's the best player on the field in this game? Like seriously, who's the best player on this field? Is it Trevor Lawrence? Is it Dameon Pierce? Is it Travis Etienne? Is it Robinson? Is it Larry Tunsil? Is it Brandon Cooks? Is it Petrie? Like, is it Josh Allen? Is it what's the guy who they drafted number one overall? I forgot dude's name. The dude they drafted number one. Like, is it any of these guys who? Because somebody gotta be the best player on the team. Somebody is the best player on the field. Somebody on either side. Somebody is going to be like as a Texan goes. The best Texan right now is Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce damn sure the best Texan on offense. There's not a better Tex. There's nobody playing better on offense than Dameon Pierce. There's nobody. Now, yes, we know Larry Tunsil has Pro Bowls. We know that Brandon Cook has been to 2 different Super Bowls on 2 different quarterbacks, and has had multiple 1,000-yard seasons. As of right now, Dameon Pierce is the best player on offense. On defense, the best player on defense is probably Jalen Petrie. Jalen Petrie is probably the best player on defense. So your best player on offense and your best player on defense are both rookies, which is a feather in the hat to Nick Caserio. Especially if y'all got a chance to check out my last video, make sure y'all go check out the last video, the one I just dropped, talking about the Texas True Plans. That actually boasts well for the content of that video. If you catch my drift, if you understand, if you watch the video, I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm talking about. And if you haven't watched the video, go check that video out after the stream, and you'll see what I mean by like that actually bodes well for that content that that your 2 best players are rookies, so that's a feather in the hat to Nick Caserio. So, and I think if you ask me who is better and who's playing better out of Jalen Petrie and Dameon Pierce, it's Dameon Pierce. The only problem with Dameon Pierce is really that he's just not getting the opportunities. Yeah, I know he fumbled twice against Chicago, but that was it. That was it. I mean, yeah, you don't want to put the ball on the ground, but hey, it is what it is. I think he's the best player on the team, best player on offense, and best player on the team. Now, who's the best player on Jacksonville? Is it Trevor Lawrence? Is it Travis Etienne? Is it Robinson? Is it Christian Kirk? Is it like I said, Josh Allen? Is it the guy who they just drafted number one overall? Like, who's the best player on their team? Who's the best player on their offense? Who's the best player on their defense? Who's the best player on their team? And is that player playing better or a better player than Dameon Pierce? Because I know that Trevor Lawrence won Offensive Player of the Week last week. Now Dameon Pierce won the one AFC Player of the Week this week because Mahomes won it and Mahomes had a good game. But that's back-to-back weeks that Dameon Pierce which is another feather in Nick Casario hat. That's back-to-back week. Damian Pierce is one of the nominees for Pepsi Rookie of the Week. I don't know who won it last week. I definitely think that Damian Pierce will win it this week. Especially looking at the top rookie performances this week so far, especially offensively. Well, actually, I think that award is not even the offense or defense award. It's just who's ever the best defense player. Because Jalen Petrie was nominated as well with the 2 picks. I actually thought that he was going to get it last week. But I feel more confident with Damian Pierce this week to get the Pepsi Rookie of the Week uh, um, Jalen Petrie. Be honest, I think that Dameon Pierce should be in the running to get the Feds Ground Play of the Week. To be honest with you, like I think he should be in the run to get the Feds Ground Play of the Week as well. And if Dameon Pierce continues to play like that, now the only thing that kind of hurts Dameon Pierce is that we have a bye week. We have a bye week this week, but we have a bye week this coming week. But Dameon Pierce he should be Rookie of the Month. Dameon Pierce should be in the run to get Offensive Rookie of the Month. Like I say, what's going to hurt him is that it's a bye week this week, and he's only going to have 3 games, while like other teams. Well, no, he will have 4 games because he already has a game. He has this game against Jacksonville, and then he has the Titans game, and he has the Raiders game. Both of those games are still in October because the Titans game is October 30th, so technically it's still in October. So, but they've done that before. That like it was like the last day of the month, and they went here already voted who was the players of the month and stuff like that. I didn't like that when there's still like a game. I think it was like a Thursday night football game at that. It was a Thursday night football game. I'm like, whoa, hey, you still got 2 more days left in this month. Why y'all already naming play with? You still got 2 more days left this month, and you got a game on Thursday. Like you have a game on Thursday. I mean, unless I guess nobody in that game you feel like it has any bearings on these players of the month. But even if they had like a 6 touchdown game, it wouldn't change the fact. That's the only thing I could think of. Um, that's the only thing I could think of. So, hopefully, like I said, he could be like I said, get those type of accolades and things like that. Again, those are more feathers in the hat of Nick Casario. That's more so help out Nick Casario and give Nick Casario and us as a fan base confident what Nick Casario can do via the draft and with draft picks. But even though I say all that, and even though I feel like they should lean on Dameon Pierce and throw to Nico Collins, I think the Texans lose. I think the Texans lose because I think that even though I'm not high on Trevor Lawrence, I think Trevor Lawrence is a way better quarterback than Davis Mills. Davis Mills is not a good quarterback. Don't care how you slice it. Don't care how you feel. Don't care how you look at it. I don't think that he's a good quarterback. There's nothing about him that really that makes that sticks out. You know what? Like, dude really is a good quarterback. Nothing. There's nothing about him. Nothing at all. Nothing that he does gives me confidence that, oh, he's a good quarterback. Like I say, I think he's a front runner. Oh, when the chips is down and you being blown out by 3 touchdowns and there's no pressure. Oh, I can drop back and just sling the football around the yard. Oh, let's get back in the game. Woo, we down by only 6 points and I have the ball to go up by 7. And I don't do anything but kick a field goal, which I was already in field goal range. Forgot how many net yards they actually gained on that drive at the DeAndre Carter fumble. I know King Green missed the block. Okay, cool. Like I said, some of that's on Davis Mills. Davis Mills never sliding over his protection. He's never sliding over his protection, never protecting himself. And I know people out there like, oh, does he even have the means and the capability to do that? He should. And if he don't, I asked this question after week 1, and no one can answer it for me. We in week 4 going into week 5, and no one can still answer this question for me. What were they doing all offseason? What was they doing all training camp? What was they doing all preseason? If Davis Mills cannot change protection, if he can't slide protection over, If he can't audible to help have his lineman actually protect him, and or if the linemen don't understand him sliding over his protection, they don't understand their assignments or what they're supposed to be doing on said play, or when he decides to slide over his protection or change or out of the play. Again, it either doesn't have the control or the capability of doing it, or he don't know how to do it, or the offensive linemen don't know how to go from one block or one scheme or one play to the next. I ask you this: what were they doing all off season, all mini camp, all training camp, all summer long, all preseason? Those are things that should have been ironed out and worked out before they played against the 49ers on Amazon Prime in the preseason game. Those should have been ironed out before that game, let alone week 4, week 5 of the NFL season. Come on, man. Co- Come on, bro. Are you serious? Are you really serious right now? Like, come on, man. Like, be for real. Be for real. Are you serious right now? Are you actually serious right now? Like, be for real now. Come on. Come on. Come on now. Like, for real. Real talk. Come on now. Come on, man. Like, come on. For real. Like, come on now. Like, come on. Come on now. Like, for real. Real talk. Like, that don't make no damn sense. It really don't. It really truly don't. Like, it really don't. It really don't make no sense. No sense whatsoever. None. None of it makes any sense. So I need help. I need help. I need clarification. I need understanding. Like, what you gotta say? What's the name of the damn group? Is it SWV? Is it Escape? No, it's Escape. All I need from you is understanding. That's what I need. I need some understanding. I need some understanding. That's what I need. I need some understanding. Please help me out. Help me. Let me know. Let me know exactly what it is. Help me help me understand what is going on. I need to know. I think it was Escape. I think it's Escape. Just a sidebar. I think it's Escape because Escape is with Tiny and Candy and them. Yeah, it's Escape. But yeah, like, come on, man. Like, I need clarification. I need to know what y'all doing now. Like, what was y'all doing during training camp if y'all not able to do simple, normal football type of things? Because it don't make no damn sense. It doesn't make sense that it don't make sense that we in week 3, we in week 4, week 5 of the NFL season, and you're not able to do those type of things. You're not able to protect yourself. It don't make no sense. So again, that is, yeah, even though Ken Green missed a block, that is on Davis Mills because he constantly does it. It wasn't just in that game. He did it in the Broncos game. He's done it in the Bears game. He's done it several times in the game in crucial moments. He did it in the Colts game. I just thought about it. I forgot the play that changed the Colts game. The whole when Larry Tunsil whoops on the block and he gets sacked and fumbles the ball. Yeah, he did in that game. That play in particular. If slide the protection over, maybe you don't get strip sacked. Maybe the Colts don't get the ball back. Maybe the Texans actually win that game because at that time the Texans were up 20-6 after a beautiful display of red zone of a red zone stop. A red zone stop by the secondary where you had 3 consecutive corners made 3 different plays consecutively. We have Cooks, I'm not Cooks. I'm sorry. You have Desmond King make a swat. You had Jonathan Owens made probably the play of the game. What should have been the play of the game because dude caught the actual touchdown and he just reached in and poked it out like Peanut Tillman and then Derek Stingley showed you why you draft Derek Stingley, the tight coverage he had and the play he was able to make on the ball. And the defense was rewarded by only giving up three. Now again, that's because of letting them get to the red zone, but they really should have got a touchdown years past. The Texans would have gave up a touchdown in the situation. Not this season. Not with that secondary, and you squander it all away by not sliding over your protection when it comes to a Laremy Tunsil. Having Laremy Tunsil protect you, you get strip sacked. They get the ball back in the red zone. They score a touchdown. Boom. The avalanche, the snowball continues, and we go to overtime. And now we're here with the Houston Texans' very first tie in franchise history. I forgot. I mean, I know he did it again in the Broncos game. He did it again in the Bears game. I don't think to any major effect as far as turnovers goes. It just happened in drives. But the first game you not doing it resulted in a turnover and got the Colts back into the game. And then in this instance, it resulted in you not able to move the football after the special teams gives you a gift and you're able to take a 1 point lead in the game after being down 21-0. You should have been talked off the field because when 21 skunk, you pass the control. 21 skunk in the first half, you pass the control. It's done. So like that's what you did. You got 21 skunk. Now not Petrie, but Dameon Pierce had the 75-yard touchdown, got you back into the game, kept Davis Mills on the field. I don't care what Lovey's saying. I don't care what who was it, John McClain. I don't care what none of them cats saying. I seen it with my own eyes that Kyle Allen put his helmet on and started warming up on the field. He put on his helmet. He sits there all game with, you know what I'm saying, that the hat on his head. Because some players wear their helmets. Some players decide to wear their helmets. Like some players actually do that. They'll sit there with their helmets on. He was sitting there with his hat on, chilling, watching the game, doing the things that backup quarterbacks do during the football game, talking, going over the play with the offensive coordinator, talking to doing stuff that normal backup quarterbacks do. And then all of a sudden, he puts on his helmet. He goes to the side, and he's starting to warm up. He's starting to get loose. He's just doing that just to be doing it. I'm going to just do it. I'm going to just decide to do it. I'm going to just decide to do it because we down 21-0. And I know if I start doing that, it's going to make it look like they're going to put me in. I want to start up some controversy. I want to start some juice up. Y'all really think Colin was really thinking like that? Y'all really think Colin was thinking like that? Y'all, that's what y'all was thinking? Like, come on, man. They had Kyle Allen ready to warm up because if it was another quick 3-and-out, if it was another turnover, or just bad quarterbacking, and it resulted in 0 points, the next time the Texans would have touched the football, Kyle Allen would have been the quarterback. Might have been after halftime, though. It could have been. It could have been a situation that, hey, we might not touch the ball back after halftime, boom. Or, we might take a knee right now because it's about to be halftime, like 10 seconds left at halftime. We just go into the half. We probably going to put you in. You're probably going to go in. That's what I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what none of these coaches, offensive coordinators, media guys say. I know what I seen. I've been watching football too damn long. Now, I've seen it plenty of times. High school games, college games, NFL games. That happens. When they ready to bench somebody and take somebody out. That happens. That's what happens. Exactly what happens when it comes to the quarterback. They go out there, they start warming up. When you see backup quarterbacks start warming up, it's because somebody about to get benched or somebody got hurt. We already know what it is. Like, come on, I've been watching football for too long. You don't try to fool me like that. You making fool some of these other people. You ain't gonna fool your boy. You ain't fooling your boy. I know exactly what's going down. And if it wasn't for that 75-yard touchdown, I think okay, we scored a touchdown. I think it would be kind of. Even though he didn't do anything on the play besides hand the ball off to get the touchdown, it would be kind of disingenuous to after we have a successful drive, and I use that because it wasn't really a drive, it was just a couple plays, have a successful scoring drive that we take out the quarterback. We'll let them we'll let them play a little bit, and then you have moving down the field. You have moving down the field. You have the big play to Nico. You have well, actually, no, that was later. You had them moving down the foot field. You have the touchdown to Rex Burkhead. Okay, now he has a touchdown to Rex Burkhead. We move down the field a little bit. We got some points. Oh, now we got the big play to Nico. Now we got the play to Brandon Cooks. Okay, yeah, now we can't take him out. He can go out there and throw three more picks. We can't take him out now. We can't take him out now. He then got us. He then climbed and clawed and got us back into the game. We can't take him out now. Not because he's playing well, because he wasn't. He wasn't playing well. He was playing very mediocre, extremely mediocre. That was his best game. That was Dave Mill's best game. Cuz had two picks. And that was his best game. That right, if that's the case, that shows you and tells you a lot of how his games have been going. If his best game is a game that includes him throwing two interceptions, one of the interceptions happened on the third play of the game. That's different if he had an interception early, then come out back out there, he out there slinging it, throwing dimes and darts, and have 400 yards and three touchdowns. He threw that one interception. That's different. Because like I say, what's his name? Tua, a couple weeks ago when Tua threw six touchdowns. That's his best game of his career. I think he had two interceptions in that game, but he also had two. He also had six touchdowns. So it kind of, yeah, it might be a game he threw two picks, but he threw six touchdowns, which ties an NFL record for the most touchdowns thrown by a quarterback. So a little bit different, a little bit different, just a little bit. But we gotta see. We definitely gotta see. Like I said, I think the Texans actually lose to Jacksonville and go into the bye week 0-4-1 and remain the front runner and the leader in the clubhouse. They get the number one overall pick, which is something that like I said, if you haven't watched out the last video, watch the last video and you'll see exactly you'll see exactly what I mean. I don't want to give too much away. If you ever watched the last video, make sure you watch the last video. Oh, he said, Spitz, if the Texans ain't trying to win ball games, the front office care about making money. I mean, they make money regardless. You can go 0 in whatever. 0 and 17. You can go 0 and 17 and no one ever buy a ticket. Teams still teams are still in the black when it comes to their books. They never in the red. Part of the reason why is because of the TV deals, which is a collective unit that all the teams, the whole NFL itself has. So teams are never hurting for money. Now, true enough, they like what I'm saying, the ticket sales. They want the ticket sales to be high. They want concessions to be high. They want merch to be high. They want all those type of things. Yes, that makes them even more successful. That makes them be worth even more money. That makes them whatever the case may be. But they are making money hand over fist, regardless of all that. Wins don't mean. To be honest, uh. No, because most winning teams, like over the past couple years, most of the winning teams have been like the Patriots, and I know they've been making money, but like the Cowboys make or one of like the top valuable, like top four, top five valuable teams in sports, not just in football, like top five most valuable in all of sports every year after year. And we all know that the Cowboys definitely go years without being relevant, but they still have. I mean, that's Brandon, but they still have They still making their bread. What's the chance of benching Davis this week? I mean, only way I think he can get benched this week, like from a performance standpoint, is like if in like the first quarter he throws like he just like he just falling all over himself. He's throwing all type of picks and stuff like that, and like that's the only way. I don't see him getting benched this week. I think I said this. I think I said this before the season started. I thought that he could get benched. I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing something different after the bye week. So, and like I said, it's only one more week, so I think they'll give him this week and they'll see what happens after the bye. Nick Casario don't get C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, and he draft Williams and next. Yeah, I'm going to be mad because they never won the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, nah, David Mills ain't gonna never win no Super Bowl. Not to say David Mills won't ever be on Super Bowl championship team because we know plenty of guys who won Super Bowl championship. Yeah, I think Josh Rosen has a Super Bowl championship. Uh, um, uh, Blaine Gabbert has a Super Bowl championship. So they'll say he ain't gonna win. They'll say he ain't gonna win the Super Bowl. He definitely can win the Super Bowl. I think the Browns pick will probably be anywhere between 7 and 10. Texans should be able to beat the Jazz. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think the Cleveland pick will probably be somewhere like somewhere in the top 20, anywhere between 10 and 20. I agree. Uh, I hope it's in the top 10. The Texans have two top 10 picks. I mean, perfect scenario be the Texans having the first and the second pick of the draft. That would be very hard pressed. But I think the Texans having two top five picks would be very difficult and be a stretch. But if that happens, I think the Texans have a they're cooking with grease. They're playing with complete house money if that's the case. But hey, I'm about to get ready to get up out of here. I got some stuff. I'm about to get ready to get up out of here. Like I said, I started a little bit late. I'm supposed to be here earlier, but I started a little bit late. Man, appreciate everybody that came through. Appreciate everybody that liked the video. Everybody that commented on the video. Everybody that said liked the video, commented the video, shared the video. I appreciate all that. Like I said, if you haven't got a chance, go look at my last video. Cause I talk about what the Texans' true end game is. What's the actual plan? And you'll kind of see exactly by some of the stuff I said today why it kind of makes sense and why it makes even Nick puts more feathers in Nick Casario hat how these rookies is playing. So hey, y'all make sure y'all check that out. Like I said, man, shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to Sauce Nation. Shout out to everybody in Sauce Sports. All my boys out there in Sauce Sports. Wise, Wink, Ray, Hector, Tenny, Trill, Swisher. That boy Honcho. Shout out to everybody in Sauce Sports. Shout out to everybody in Sauce Nation. Shout out to everybody out there. Appreciate y'all coming through, checking another video out with me. I holla.